Hey guys, welcome back to another A-Gate series video. Today, I wanted to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6. So, to start off, Grand Theft Auto 6 is slop. It is pigsty, pig disgusting, gross, and I think it's just gonna be bad overall. Um, but I think this goes back a little bit further. I think Rockstar Games in general has had a sharp decline with their video game releases. And maybe it's just because I'm a very preferential person. Maybe I have a different standard for if a game is good. Um, or just in general. Yeah, I know. Guy with the big forehead is saying this. It's over, but I just think in general the quality of games has declined, and I do not think GTA will be bringing that back. Just like how it didn't bring that back with Red Dead 2. I think in general, um, Grand Theft Auto games are extremely overrated. When I was growing up, my parents didn't allow me to play rated M games until I was in, I don't even know, I think it was middle school. I remember the first game that I got that was rated M was this game called Middle Earth Shadow of War. I thought it was fucking incredible. The gameplay loop was so much fun. I love the idea of controlling an army or influencing one. I thought the idea of generals was cool. In the game, you could actually set up defenses for your castle, and there was different levels to it. I was pretty high ranked on Xbox, not to brag, and it was my childhood. My childhood growing up was um Middle Earth Shadow of War and just that kind of game. And I loved it. And honestly, just such an incredible game doesn't get talked about enough besides for the Nemesis system. So I didn't really grow up with games that were much more mature or that were more violent and stuff like that. Instead, I would congregate to like T-rated games or E-rated games, Skylanders, Shovel Knight, Cuphead, games like that. But when I eventually got to high school, or maybe like the end of middle school, I got GTA 5 to my parents' despair, I know. And I remember getting it because it was on sale and my friends had been asking me to play it. It was $30, or not 30, I think it was like $20 at the time. It was fairly cheap. It's usually priced at $30, I believe. And I didn't play all of the story mode because most of the time that I spent was online. My friends would invite me, we would go to the casino, go to the stripped club, jork in it with my peanuts, just regular stuff, regular middle school, high school stuff on GTA. But the thing that I noticed immediately is that this game is old. It's old. The game came out in 2013 and it certainly plays that way. I think the biggest thing or the worst thing that I hated was the controls. You could not change your controls. It was spamming A to run. The shooting just felt really janky. The sensitivity I remember getting on the game for the first time was horrible. And I just had no fun playing it solo. The only time that I enjoyed playing it was with my friends. And I think a game that requires you to play with your friends to have fun, I think it's very lazy. I think games like that are very lazy in general. I think Rocket League's another perfect example. I maybe not Rocket League because people play that solo all the time very competitively, and it's usually very subjective. But I think if a game relies on you to be with friends or to be in a game with like people that are super sociable or super active, then I think those games are lazy and I think they're slop. Friend slop. They're called friend slop, and people shit on that term, but it's like you play it for a week and then you get bored of it. And that's pretty much what happened with GTA for me. Like, I played GTA 5 for a week straight with my friends, and then they decided to stop playing it, and I was just kind of left wondering what to do. Okay, now I've got GTA. It's like one of the greatest games of all time. All the Mexicans love it, all the white guys love it. Black people like going on the GTA RP servers. Everybody loves this game, and I played it solo through story mode and online, and it was just a slow burning, annoyingly controlled mess. What is the appeal for most of GTA? Because I feel like when I ask people that, people usually say the freedom to do what you want. But the problem with having games that have infinite amounts of freedom is they feel very contained, especially with games like that are open world. Like I think a previous one that I played, I think the last open world game that I played that felt like that was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They praise the open worldness for the game, but when you actually get into it, it's very limited. You feel very limited in what you can do and the places that you can go. And I felt like that was a lot of what GTA Online was. I felt very limited in how I played it. Okay, so you buy a facility. Okay, so you drive a truck to get some more money to buy more facilities to do things similar to that caliber. Maybe you do a heist or something like that. It felt like very limited because of that. It felt like, okay, you're only really trying to get money and then you're buying stuff and then you can have fun with your friends because you have a bunch of random junk. I think that's lazy. And I think the people that play it for that reason, like for the sole purpose of just collecting money and buying stuff, I think those people just like mediocrity. I think they like slop, and I don't think they like good games. To me, GTA is on the same level as like FIFA or 2K or COD, and the folks at Rockstar definitely put time and effort into the game, but at the same time, that doesn't make the game good. Anticipated releases don't make a game good. And I'm just gonna say it, I think people that buy the game are gonna be cattle. They inflated the price to $80. They know they can do that. They know they can do that. I doubt sales will drop at all if that's the case. Um, and people will buy it anyway. I'm recording this where at the time where they're going to release like the next trailer on Netflix. That's disgusting. A paywall for a trailer, like a paywall for when the trailer gets released, that is like really fucking gross. Sorry, I want to make sure my eyebrows are like kind of seen. But I think that's just like really fucking gross. Yeah, I'm very obsessed with my hair because it has to hide my forehead. I think that's really gross, and I think people are defending it because they already have Netflix. Um, I don't think there's ever been a game company or any company that's done that where they third party their fucking second trailer or whatever. That's weird. GTA 6 itself looks great. Like I think the graphics of the game are probably going to be incredible. I think the depth of the game will be incredible. I think the landscaping will be even better. And I'm hoping they'll, have better controls as well. But I don't think the game will be good. And I think people are just buying it because it's an anticipated release. Um, I think people enjoy purchasing slop more than good games. I recently talked to my friend's roommate. He's a nice guy. And we were talking about Xbox versus PlayStation. And he was just like, I need to get a PlayStation. They have better exclusives. I completely disagree with that. And it's not because I'm a staunch Xbox defender. It's just because, like, I'm tired of these, like, repeat PS5 over the top story mode cinematic shooters. I think those games are lazy and I think they're boring. I think they're narratively boring and they just feel like movies. And at that point, I'm just going to watch a movie and I think that's stupid. A perfect example of this is The Last of Us. The Last of Us plays itself pretty much, no matter what difficulty you go on, it just plays itself. Why even play it? I could just watch the. You go on YouTube, you can find like an 11-hour video that fucking details all the cutscenes. It has literally, like, you'll find a video, every cutscene, every single one, every single cutscene. Why would I bother playing the game then? I don't know. Sorry. But why would I bother playing the game if the entire thing is just one big cutscene? And the same goes with God of War. God of War does not have good. hand-to-hand combat. It does not have good brawler combat. If you want a game with good brawler combat, go play Batman Arkham Knight or something. Or the better Batman game, Arkham Origins, with that with that multiplayer where you can play as the Joker and his goons. Go play that one. That one's much better. That's just my opinion. But God of War Ragnarok is another perfect example where it falls under this slop cinematic game. And I think GTA falls under the exact same thing. I think in general Sony just kind of has three exclusives, and it's God of War, The Last of Us, which they've remastered the second game already like 8 times, and Spider-Man. And I think if I'm being honest, Spider-Man is a really big appeal. I would never in my life get a PlayStation for anything other than Spider-Man. I wouldn't touch God of War, I wouldn't touch The Last of Us, and what else do they have? Astrobot, something like that. They don't really have any good exclusives anymore. So people are kind of just tired of Sony. I saw their sales were dropping as well. So I think they're kind of, I'm happy for it. I was never a PlayStation guy, and Sony fans, they like the slop. But the one thing I will say about GTA fans is while I think they are cattle for accepting an $80 price tag, and as much as it pains me, you can't just reject the game, um, protest with your money as you will. Now it's you have like a billion like people in the like in India or like the third world in general, they'll buy that immediately because all people in the third world they only play game they only play games like GTA. They only play games like GTA. That's so true. That's so true. Um, but I will say that GTA fans, they're not blind consumers like Nintendo fans, and so I have more respect for them. But at the same time, if you're buying GTA 6, then you're probably somebody that buys 2K and FIFA and just all those kind of games. And I'm not for it. Honestly think less of you if you buy GTA 6. I think the game will be bad. I know I'm in the vast minority, the vast minority. But I think GTA 6 will be successful, and that's not a indicator of being good. Like I think it'll be slop. It looks like slop. The promotion is slop. Everything about the game is just disappointing, and it's just gross overall. So I think if you are one of the people that are going to buy it, if you're going to enjoy it, have fun with it. But if you're like me, save your money and like spend it on a gotcha game like Dragon Ball Legends or something. Um, but yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about today. I think GTA in general, just not a good franchise. I think it has a lot of iconic moments, but again, I don't think that makes the game any better. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and let me know your opinions down in the comments. Let me know if you're going to be getting the new GTA game. Let me know if you disagree, and just I'll leave it at that. So, thank you again.